Hi guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. So today I have a little tutorial of sorts, I guess. The lovely Victoria had requested a tutorial on how I made a little mini folio that I gave to my friend Jennifer from A Trace of Sparkle. And I told her that I would be delighted to do that. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to put together this beautiful mini folio that Stephanie at My Porch Prints designed. It is entirely a digital kit, so I will link that listing below in the description box because it is fabulous. So honestly, I'm just showing you how I put it together. And I've already cut out the pieces, I've done most of the inking, and I'm just going to do some of the assembly, and I am really close to the camera today because it is so itty bitty. It is teeny tiny, so that's why that's why I'm zoomed in so far. So please just ignore the state of my my hands. And I've been working with alcohol ink and all of that good stuff. So yeah, my hands are not the best for close-up work today, but I'm not claiming to be a hand model. I'm just crafting. All right, guys. So like I said, this is a kit. It's one of Stephanie's newer kits, and I had to have it right away. And I actually made the one for Jennifer while I was in Florida. So I will show you somewhat what the kit looks like before it's all cut out. So you get a page that, I'm not gonna be able to show you the whole, well, it's not the whole thing anyway because I cut one out already. You get a page of covers. There are 4 cover choices. So this is one of them. This is the one that I used for Jennifer's. And then you have this one that's just some beautiful script and lovely aged colors. And then you have the one that I'm using today, which is this adorable rose. It's just really pretty. Love it. And then you have a almost entirely blank, just sort of tea-dyed and digitally inked around the edges. So you could, take this and start from scratch and design your own cover, to be quite honest. I've not done that yet, but it seems like a good idea. So that's the covers. And I just printed those out onto, I think it's 65-pound cardstock. And I didn't bother printing anything on the back, and you'll see why in a second. So that is the covers. And then the next page is the page of basically elements. So you have like all of your ephemera and your little pockets and tuck spots and an envelope here, teeny tiny little envelope, and a couple fussy cut little roses here. They're just so gorgeous. And then you've got your folios. So you have this folio and this folio that go inside the bigger folio. And what I do with this, and it's wrong, I reprinted this. I print this twice. So I print it on just the white 65-pound cardstock, and on the back, and you can see how I did not set my printer correctly, I print, this is a background page that is also Stephanie's. It doesn't come with this kit. This is in one of her other kits. I believe I took this particular background page from the bee journal, the beekeeper journal kit. So, but you could tea dye this yourself. You could use, a different background, whatever you wanted to do. I just like my little pieces, and I'll show you here. So here's like the little postcard, and I just like there to be, something besides just the plain white paper on the back. And I actually used a little lighter color background for this one, but again, it's still Stephanie's. And then, so I print it once on cardstock. That's so that I have the majority of the pieces, you know, are sturdier. And then I print it again onto, this time I used avocado dyed paper. So, and the pieces that I want on just like regular copy paper are like the little stationery pieces. And I think the envelope this time I did just in regular paper, and this little piece here. So I'll show you. So you've got your little stationery pieces, and they're avocado dyed already. And then this little piece here I chose to fold in half. I'm not sure if I did that on Jennifer's or not. And then the envelope is also on just regular avocado dyed copy paper. I'm having a rough time this morning, guys. I'm sorry. So I print that twice, and then you have the page, the third page of the kit is your actual like book page strips. Let me move these out of the way so I can show you. You have two that look like, oh no, I'm not in frame at all. This is going to be interesting. So you have two that look like this, that are this size, and then you have the bigger one, and then finally just a lined page strip. So that is the third page of the kit. And then you also get a lovely set of instructions on how to put everything together. So I printed that out just so I can make sure that I'm not missing any important steps. But if you purchase this kit, obviously you will have access to the instructions. So, but some people are visual learners. I get it. I am too. I like to watch somebody actually do it. And that's, I think, what Victoria was interested in. So Victoria, I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you enjoy this. So, like I said, I have kind of pre-folded some stuff and, you know, left some of the items undone so that I can show you on camera. I'm just going to move some of these bits out of the way. Okay, so I went ahead and I kind of adjusted my camera a little bit because I realized I was going to be working like way up here, and I want to be working right here. So sorry for the little glitch there in the video. All right, so I want to grab my glue. I'm going to use some art glitter glue today, probably, and I'm going to use a bit of just glue stick, and probably that's it for now. And I have distressed everything with just walnut stain, and I've got that here at the ready. All right, so let's start with step one, which is the like outer cover. So this is what everything will go inside. Okay, so you cut it out and it looks like this, and then you score down the middle so that your inside is also pretty. So this is going to be the outside, okay, and this will be the inside. And you want, before you do any more scoring, you want to go ahead and glue this together in the folded in half part, okay? So I'm going to put the glue on this side here. I'm going to use glue stick in the middle because that's a bit easier, and then I'm going to use the art glitter glue around the edges. And my glue bottle is going to look ginormous this close up. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. I had an interesting weekend. My little guy, my puppy Oscar, was quite, well, I won't say quite ill, but he was not feeling well on Friday, and we just happened to have a vet visit anyway. So, oh, that's not okay. Well, that's okay. We had a vet visit scheduled Friday afternoon. So that was good because he had a belly issue, and he had to get some fluids, and he was a little dehydrated, and the poor little guy, I felt so bad for him. It was scary too, because I have never had a puppy before and I don't know what's normal. All right, so I've just glued that together, and I realized that I kind of scored it a bit off. If you'll see here, this little section here should be covered by this paper, but I apparently scored it wrong. We're off to a great start this morning, guys. Anyway, and then I was not feeling well Saturday and Sunday, so I didn't get a whole lot done this weekend, really. Just kind of cuddled with the puppy, but that's always good. All right, so we'll let that dry just a tad. And while it's drying, I'll go ahead and cut off this section and this section from, where we folded it over. Let me find some scissors that'll be good for that. So yeah, it was interesting. And then also, on a happier note, my younger son Tyler was accepted at the school that Nick goes to in Florida, Full Sail University, in their film department. So he will be starting school at the end of October. So he will be moving to Florida as well. The plus to that is that I have an excuse to go to Florida and visit with Jennifer some more. Hi, Jennifer. We are going to be true empty nesters, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm feeling about that yet. I'm super excited for my son. I think this is an awesome opportunity for him. But it's going to be so weird. It's going to be so weird not having kids in the house anymore. It's just weird. All right. So I did that, and as you can see, it's not amazingly wonderful because I folded it wrong, but I think it will be fine. Maybe I'll end up adding something there anyway, so you might not even be able to tell, but we will deal with that in a minute. I'm going to let that dry because we need to do the exact same thing to this piece, which is the little mini folio that goes inside, whoops, the bigger one. So I'm going to double check. Okay, this one I folded correctly, as you can see. So that'll be fine. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to add glue stick in the middle, and then just some art glitter glue on the edges to hold it nice and secure. All right. There we go. All right, again, we will let that dry before we score it, but I'll go ahead and trim off the bits here. All right. And go ahead and re-ink that where I cut it off. And we'll let that sit, okay? And then we're going to go ahead, oh, we've got this piece too. So this piece cuts out like this, and then you fold it in half on the long, in the long direction. So it folds in half like this, and as you can see, my scoreboard was not scoring straight. I'm blaming the scoreboard. It was probably operator error, but I'm gonna blame my scoreboard. Anyway, I'm gonna just trim off that little bit that is protruding out there that does not belong, because that bothers me. All right, and then since I cut that, we'll just ink it again. All right, so you have it in half like this, okay? So you want to, again, glue this together. So we'll put glue stick on one side and just line it with this glue. All right. And then we're gonna score this some more. You can see the lines here, but again, we're gonna wait for that to dry nice before we start trying to score it. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And then what we have next are the pages. So the first pages these go together. So these are going to go together to form one booklet that will go inside this guy, okay? So I've already folded it, but I'm going to show you how I did that. So when you cut it out, you just have this long strip and this long strip, okay? And as you can see, both of them have a blank page at the end, or beginning, or however you want to look at that. So you start your folds on this side, okay? So leave your blank page on your left, and you want to start accordion folding on this side, and you want to fold this flap or this page down to create your first fold. And then you're just going to continue that over, under, over, under, and then over. And you're going to do that the exact same way for this one. So we start on the right side and we go under, over, under, over, under, over. Okay? Now we need to attach these before we glue them all together, like before we glue the pages together, if that makes sense. I need to get to the right page of my steps to make sure I'm doing this properly. Let's see here. Okay, so what we want to do is put the blank page hold on, I'm reading here. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach this pretty page to this blank page, okay? So we're gonna glue that down on there entirely. Now, what I like to do, just to make this easier for myself, I kind of miter my edges, my corners here, and cut this down a little bit because you don't need the whole page because it's not going to show anyway. So I'm just going to kind of miter in and cut off a bit, just because then I don't have to worry too much if it's, you know, a tad off. You're not going to see this at all. So just make sure everything's right side up. And then I'm actually going to attach this entirely with art glitter glue. Just, I don't know why. It's easier. It's hard to get glue stick on little areas, and I don't feel like fishing out a piece of paper right now. All right, so you just want to put those two together. Whoops. And line it up the best you can with that other, you know, just line up the two pages. And then it should fold, you know, nicely like that. So basically your accordion fold should continue the correct way that you were going to begin with. So everything should line up pretty well. All right, so see, now we have that attached. And our accordion works the same way it did when we started. All right, now we need to flip it over, and we want to glue these, all of the, so you've got valley, hill, valley, hill, valley, hill, right? Valley, hill, valley, hill, okay? So you're gonna glue all of the valleys together, if that makes sense. I'll just show you. So I'm gonna go ahead, I like to live dangerously, and I'm gonna do multiple sections at a time, but you do not have to, but for the sake of speed, that's what I'm gonna do. So again, I use glue stick just in the middle. You could just use glue stick, that is totally fine. I just feel like it's a little more secure. I'm gonna do 3 sections at once. I like just to have that, you know, slightly better, you know, adhesive. I like it to last, if that makes sense. I don't trust glue sticks to last forever. So I am just lining that. And then this section, like so. And then the third one. So again, the first time I did a mini book like this was one of Nick the Booksmith's mini books. I did one section at a time, and that is totally fine. I just don't want this video to be 3 hours long. So, and I actually probably put way more glue on than I need to. So you're just gonna connect your valley. Hopefully this is making sense. You can always let me know if it's confusing. All right, so we've got those, and then, whoops, come on, bend the right way. There we go. All right. And I used way more glue than I needed because I was busy talking. That's okay. All right, and then you can just kind of squish it all together after you've, but make sure, because if you're using wet glue, you are gonna probably, before it's completely dry, don't squish it too hard together, because you'll have a little bit of seepage, and then you'll glue your pages together. So what you end up getting is a front and a back page when you do that. Okay, so let's do a couple more sections here. So glue stick. And I'm gonna be smart about it this time. You only really need to put the glue on one section. Does that make sense? Because what's gonna happen is, you know, you don't need double glue. This is not gonna be a heavily used item, so it'll be fine with just glue on one side. All right, so, and then again, just put the glue on this little piece, and that will be enough to hold that together, like so. All right, we've got one more section here. You want to leave, oops, sorry, we have one more section to glue, and you want to leave your blank page alone for a second, okay? So don't put any glue on that yet. All right. All right, so you want to make sure that your pages are, you know, separate. And there should be 6 of them for this particular, so you see how that ends up working. So we've got an actual little book here that you can, you know, flip through if your hands aren't massive. So super cute, right? Okay, so what you want to do with that blank page that you have flopping over here on the left is you want to wrap it around the whole booklet like this. Okay, so you end up with a spine. I'm trying. Okay, sorry. So you end up with a spine, which hides all of your, you know, just edges there. So it just folds over the back like so, and you can cut that in half because you don't need all of that. And I know that's not straight, so let's add a little ink to it. And then you just want to glue that down. So again, I'm going to use just art glitter glue just to make sure it holds well. And like so. And just fold that over and glue it to the back. And make sure you're not gluing your pages together again. And then you've got a little booklet, like so. So cute. Okay, so I'm gonna set that aside to dry. And we are almost at a half hour already. I'm not sure how that happened. So I just get talking. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a two-parter, just in this interest of not having such a long video. So I hope that's okay. And what I will do is I will put these together off camera so that I don't waste time in the next part gluing these together. Okay, so hopefully that was understandable. If not, let me know in the comments because I can print it out and I can do it again. But yeah, all right, so I'll be back in part 2, guys. Bye.